Pigs in space. We're going to talk about whatever the hell Star Trek has become. That's what we're going to talk about. Star Trek at San Diego made the announcement that they're going to do an all puppet episode with Muppets, with Jim Henson puppets. I don't know if they can call them Muppets now because Disney bought the Muppets, but the Jim Henson company is doing an episode of Star Trek. And then we're going to talk about this new Star Trek Starfleet Academy series that is painfully Gen Z, and it's a live action version of Lower Decks.
I just want to say, I personally love to see more and more Henson, puppets and things, but it's really weird to put it in Star Trek. I'm assuming they go through some kind of space anomaly and that turns them all into puppets. Or something stupid. And now we're doing Team America, and it's a whole thing.
Oh my God, that would actually be more entertaining.
Does he say Starfleet? Fuck yeah.
Starfleet, fuck yeah, coming to save you from the fucking Romulan Starfleet. Yeah, no, that would be actually pretty badass. I'd watch that. That's actually what the Orville should be, and it kind of is like, But yeah. So here's my theory. I think as soon as the ink dries on this Skydance deal and they take over Paramount, I think all this shit is ending.
I hope so.
This stuff all got greenlit on Paramount's watch probably a year and a half ago. And this feels like the last vapors. They're already canceling Strange New Worlds, which sucks because I liked Strange New Worlds at the beginning. And then they had a musical episode. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see Klingons singing and dancing to like the Backstreet Boys. Okay, I'm okay with never seeing that. And I'm like, you know what? I can't with this show. Discovery's gone, and then we've got Starfleet Academy, which looks like it's designed for Gen Z. It's very, very cringy.
I don't know why both of them to assume that Gen Z is going to watch it.
They're not going to watch it.
They're not going to watch it. They're trying to do I think what Doctor Who did initially, try to find trendy little things. Same with that musical episode and the puppets, trying to find trendy little clips they can put on TikTok to try to get Gen Z to be interested in it and share it. But that doesn't necessarily translate to long-term viewership.
No, it does not. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com for more podcasts and content you will not find over here on YouTube. And also, we have an audio version over on Spotify. Check that out as well. So let's look at the article here. This comes from Deadline. God, this is just, I can't. Star Trek Strange New Worlds sneak peek. Captain Pike gets puppet treatment in season 4 clip. We're not going to play the audio because I don't want to get dinged.
When you stick your hand up someone's ass, is that called the puppet treatment?
The puppet treatment? Yeah, pretty much. There we go, guys.
They're proctology examining Star Trek.
I would actually be kind of sort of okay if they just did a series like this that wasn't canon, that was kind of a parody of Star Trek.
No, I think if they did the Gen Z thing and then made it a parody and did it as a puppet show and it was all that, I think that would work. I think just doing it as an episode in a quasi-serious show was stupid. But I think if they did its own spinoff that was just puppets all the time, I think they could really work with that. And I think it would probably go over well.
Yeah. And again, we used to call it pigs in space.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So they said, Anson Mount does the voice. The episode's directed by the guy who's doing Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock. They are Muppets, but they can't call them Muppets anymore. They come from the Creature Shop. And Pike said, hit it. You heard me say hit it, right, Spock? Anyone? Did you go season 4 without me? There we go. Ha, ha, ha. So funny. And then they're doing a murder mystery episode. That actually doesn't bother me because they did this kind of stuff with the holodeck all the time.
I know, but the way they're playing it up, it's not that they just do these episodes, but the way they play it up, it just makes it feel it's cheaper somehow. Like it's a gimmick and it's cheapening it. Like just do the episode. You don't have to have a teaser poster for it.
I think the thing that drives me nuts about this era of Star Trek, and I'm a huge Star Trek fan, by the way. I love Star Trek. Geeky can vouch. I love Star Trek.
I grew up with it because my dad was a huge Star Trek fan.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like Star Trek has always had some humor, but it was mostly serious, right? And I just feel like this whole era of Star Trek is like just playing it all for laughs, like Strange New Worlds.
Okay, you can play it for laughs, and that's okay. The problem is you're trying to pass off a serious show and then throw in these gimmicky play for laugh episodes. It doesn't work. Either the whole show's played for laughs, or it's a serious show that you might have some comedy in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be throwing these episodes like the musical episode and stuff. It doesn't work if you're trying to do a quasi-serious show.
It's a weird choice. Like I said, I think this is going to end. I think as soon as Skydance takes over, they're going to let these things run their course. I don't know what's going on with this new Starfleet Academy show, but I'm going to guess that it's going to get axed.
So I have a question. Is the puppet treatment the new jumping the shark?
Maybe.
Because they said they're receiving puppet treatment. And I'm like, is that like, yeah. I mean, it works in like Community.
Right.
It doesn't really work in this.
This is fun. Yeah, Community. Actually, one of my favorite bits on Community is where they did the G.I. Joe episode.
Yes, I thought that
was great. But
it worked for them.
It did work for them. But here we go. Trek Central put it up. Red Letter Media. Right? Red Letter Media replied and said, this is like getting kicked in the balls for all eternity. It's so funny because those guys were kind of like laughing it off with the Star Wars fans. Like, oh yeah, Star Wars fans take it too seriously, whatever. But they're like big Star Trek fans. And this is just like...
Yeah, how's it feel now?
How does it feel?
Do you want the ice bucket for your balls?
Do you want the... Oh my God. Yeah. So I think
it might have some Star Wars stuff in it, but I'll pass it over.
Yeah. It's a mess. So this new show so they also had this is Starfleet Academy. This is Holly Hunter as the head of Starfleet.
She's like the chancellor
of Starfleet Academy, captain of the USS Athena, and she's a long-lived half lanthanite. So she's been around for what, like 400 years or some crazy crap. But here's the cast.
Don't care.
They all look like Gen Z, kind of the DEI, everything you would expect to have been made or greenlit 5 years ago. Focus undeclared. We got a
also
Klingon.
Don't care.
Okay.
Still don't care.
She's a hologram, but she wants to be human, and she's got
serious?
space buns. She's got space buns.
Oh, wait. Are you serious? She's a hologram that wants to be human. Still don't care. Don't care.
Okay, so he's a wealthy dick. He wants to be a commander, of course.
Don't care.
Yeah, people were pissed about this too. They're like, there's a Jem'Hadar, and the Jem'Hadar were cloned. They were like bio-engineered, and there weren't any females, but apparently
now there are.
Now there are.
They're DEI and the aliens.
Oh my God, is this guy? Are they gonna steal from the Orville? Are they gonna steal from the Orville and be like, I identify as female, so they gave me surgery to turn me into a female, even though it's all males? Because that was a whole thing on the Orville that people were like, what the hell? But speaking of the Orville started out as a parody of Star Trek, and somehow it became better than actual Star Trek.
Yes.
I mean, that's the world we live in right now. It's just like, I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it or not, but they picked up John Byrne's X-Men, quote unquote, fanfic. He's basically continuing where he left off back in the 80s. And it's unofficial, but I guarantee you it's going to be the best damn X-Men and probably sell the best. It's probably going to outsell the official Marvel X-Men line because they're publishing it. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's not hard. It's not, all these guys are still available for work. You can call them up. They can fix Star Trek, Skydance. They just cancel all this shit. Let's pretend that the Discovery era never happened. The Kurtzman era never happened. And let's just bring back guys that worked on the shows in the 90s because, they knew what was up and they're still working. And actually, a lot of them are working on the Orville now, which is probably why the Orville is better than real Star Trek.
Probably. Hey, change this out for a second. But like with the puppets, you're seeing a whole bunch of Henson stuff coming out lately. Like they're doing aren't they doing the box art for this year's monster cereal?
Yeah, that was originally it was a rumor that was confirmed. Yeah, they're actually doing puppets for the monster cereal. So that's like two of my favorite things. I don't have it pulled up right now, but
so I mean, they're out there getting a whole bunch of stuff lately. Like, you hadn't heard from them for a while, and now they're starting to get a lot of work. And they're doing they do the Five Nights at Freddy's creatures, the Henson studio. And
they're doing the costumes.
Yeah, and I guess like for Halloween Horror Nights, they're going to be doing a Five Nights at Freddy's experience, and the Henson company's doing the costumes and stuff for that as well, to try to match it to the movie. So they're out there getting a lot. You didn't hear much about them for a while, but they're out there getting a whole bunch of stuff right now. So, I mean, I love the Henson. You see more and more Henson stuff. They're bringing Fraggle Rock back, everything else. I'm really excited to see that. And under normal circumstances, I think this puppet thing would be great, but I'd like to see it as its own show. Like, if you said you're doing a Star Trek puppet show, I think I'd watch that.
Or just do a Pigs in Space. Just do a Pigs in Space is like Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, they can't now.
No, they can't, because that's the thing. Yeah, because
they can't.
They sold it to Disney, but
they could do like a show for Star Trek. It's like, if you're gonna do it, go all in on it. Don't just do it for one episode as like a gimmick. Cause I think people would be interested in it. But anyway, sorry, I just wanted to mention that.
Well, no, it can be like Thunderbirds. I could see them doing.
That's just it. What I'm thinking of is Thunderbirds and things like
that would actually be kind of cool.
Gen Z probably like that better than the stupid Academy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. People are like, yeah, Strange New Worlds was moving in the right direction. And
I guarantee if you showed our kids the Star Trek the show for them, they'd be like, I don't care. Guaranteed.
No, because
and our son likes the Orville.
He loves the Orville. And the Orville's not for him. The Orville was done by a bunch of middle-aged guys who like 90s Star Trek, which is why it feels like 90s Star Trek more than this shit. I have no interest in watching any of this. The only thing from this new era of Star Trek I've watched was season 3 of Picard, and even that was like pulling teeth to get me to do it, because I'm like, I watched the first 2 episodes of Picard, and Next Generation is probably my favorite TV show of all time. I think I've thought of that. I'm like, I think it is my favorite TV show of all time, and I'm like, yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, I'm gonna be pissed. This is gonna piss me off. I'm not even gonna watch the rest of it. And then I had to, people were like, no, season 3 is really good. Season 3 is really good. It actually is like Star Trek. I'm like, okay. Finally watched it. I'm like, holy shit. If you just did this at the start, everything would be fine. But, they can't help themselves. But yeah, I think all of this shit's going to get undone as soon as Skydance comes in. I really do. I think they're going to look at this because, I mean, come on. They've even got somebody in there that's going to make sure there's no DEI or all that. They're going to look at this and be like, yeah, could we do some actual Star Trek? Yeah, just, flush this through the system. We're going to hit the reset button.
Like diarrhea.
Yeah, right. We'll do like Star Trek Generation 3 or something and just pretend that none of this happened.
Generation 2, like poop.
Oh, my God. All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.